Yo, yo, yo. What is going on, people? Oh, happy Sunday. Happy Valentine's Day. Hey, Scoot. Scoot. Good Lord, I can barely talk this morning. Scoot and Jack McHugh. What is good with the world today? What do you know? What's up? What's happening? Sunday morning, genius. Of course, it's slow. I, too, am a bit on the slow side. Could use a couple extra hours of sleep. And I'm assuming everything is going fine. Why? Why, oh why can I not hear the audio? Uh-oh, looks like somebody's hopping in the show. I want to hear the music. Interesting.
I hear the music on Twitch.
Can you hear me, Coach?
Hear you? Can you hear me?
I cannot hear you. But then again, I can't really hear anything. So. I'm wondering. Okay, good. Everything's coming through on Twitch. I just can't hear.
Bummer.
Dum. So you can hear me, but I can't hear you. I don't like them apples, Will.
Not good. You're definitely going to want to hear my sultry, sweet voice.
God damn it.
What's wrong?
Say something now.
Something now. Bless you. At least the music is good. I mean, you don't know, but it is.
I can hear now. I had to restart voice meter banana.
Oh, voice meter banana, right? Because you accidentally had soundtrack or kumquat on instead.
Yeah, I had voice meter tomato playing in the background instead of voice meter banana. So stupid.
Good morning.
Good morrow,
There's
fine sir.
I got my monitor on a riser, so I got a little bit more of an angle today.
I got your mom on a riser.
Oh yeah, it's because you need her because you're so short.
Hey, I'm stubby, not short.
Oh, just the way your mother likes it, Trubba.
Oh, crap, hang on, I gotta turn my fireplace off. I'm warm.
No, John, you're... Oh, he turned his headset off.
That's a good problem to have nowadays.
Being hot?
Yeah, instead of negative 11 degrees. Whatever the hell it is out there in the real world.
Cold as fuck.
Gotta be more to this than that. Gotta be more. I fucking just still all week long that album.
Foo Fighters?
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's
album
really good.
is unreal. And yeah, I mean, Making a
Time.
Fire and Holding Poison, and then like Cloud Spotter and Love Dies Young, like all those, just every one of them. I do like Waiting on a War, but I've been listening to that one for as long as it's been out.
Love Dies Young is my new on repeat.
I need to listen to it more.
Oh, it's fantastic. Yes.
I've only listened to it through like twice, I think.
Actually, I've been obsessed with this Killers song. I think it's called My Soul's Warning. Oh, man. My wife is sick of it already. I play it so much.
Medicine at Midnight, the intro to Medicine at Midnight, is that totally not like an 80s tune?
Yeah.
Like that kicked in, I'm like, what is this?
It's not typical for background singer.
No.
Glam rock.
Yep. Other than that, lately, I've been listening to nothing. Foo Fighters.
There it
Foo
is.
Fighters and Van Halen was the last thing I was listening to prior to that.
I live
Depends on
with
what I'm
kids, so sometimes I listen to a lot of Taylor Swift, whether I want to or not.
Could be worse.
I'm not mad about it. I'm just saying.
Pink has played a lot in this house.
Oh, I like Pink.
Pink's good.
I mean, you guys know me. I'm a Britney Spears fan from way back in the
Oh
day.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. You fly that freak flag.
Yeah, we never knew that about you. Never would have guessed. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
What is
Genius.
the happy hap?
It's early. It's Sunday.
Jace-
But hey, we're
JC
here.
and Tom had their birthdays, and Jeff, you're next, huh?
Yeah.
The old lazy dragon birthday is next on the list.
Between the birthdays and Valentine's Day, there's a whole ton of crap going on this week.
Exciting times.
Truth.
I have a coworker whose birthday was Friday as well, and one whose birthday is today as well. And then my nephew's birthday was the 5th. And my birthday's
A lot
the
of
9th.
cake being passed around
Oh,
at your
geez.
workplace, then, huh?
Donuts all over
Holy
the place.
hell. Okay, so my niece started baking maybe a couple years ago, and she made me a dark chocolate mint cake. I'll send you guys a picture later. It is probably one of the best cakes I've ever had in my life.
Wow.
In my
that's
42
saying
years on this
something.
planet, yeah. And I trust me,
'Cause
I've eaten
we
a lot
know
of
your
cake.
mom.
Yeah.
Oh, Mrs. Norman is one of the top echelon of pastry makers.
Genius.
So,
Do you remember the cakes that my grandma used to make?
I'm
Way-
sure I
way
ate the
back
crap
in the
out
day.
of them.
We would always she'd always make like these elaborate cakes, like UFO cake or like whatever. And
Mhm.
this rivals my grandma's cakes.
It's good to see tradition passed on, right? I suppose that's the other side of the family too, isn't it?
That's Stacy's side of the family.
Yeah. So weird.
So not my grandma.
Math is hard.
I don't. Yes, that has everything to do with math.
I will say a cool thing watching back the replay. We've had, I know you said we've got viewers from Germany. Last week there was just a couple of comments that indicated we got West Coast viewers. We got potentially someone across the pond in based on the time that they said it was, and that's not including Bobats, and who I think you've said is from Germany.
Yeah,
Bombett's Germany.
Bombats is Germany. Zoe Brings Bacon is England.
Yeah, that was caught that, and Scoot and
Claire
Jack
has
from
tuned in a couple
Washington.
times. My buddy Claire has tuned in a couple times from Ireland, so I know that she does that when she has to work on Sundays. She'll throw us on.
So quite
It is
the
a worldwide
audience.
audience.
Yeah,
Just
we
call
don't
it
have a
Just
huge
worldwide.
audience, but it's
It's vast,
very fast.
but it's vast.
How does the saying
Wide
go?
and
I have
strong.
a listener in every port.
Ooh. Ooh. Every storm.
yeah.
Speaking of ports,
Oh yeah. All right.
today will be very interesting. It's like
Speaking of today,
three or four different things going on.
Uh-oh.
Prep this morning was woo. Look at this. I gotta look at this. I gotta look at that.
All right. I like it.
Are we ready to jump off? Get this party started quickly.
Sure. Yeah.
Right?
Woo.
Play that beat. Play that beat. Bang.
Bang, bang, bang. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Two Nerds and One Quest. I am your host and DM, JC, here with the three nerds because math is hard. That's kind of become the default opening, I think. Makes a little bit of sense. We have the man putting in the earbuds on the ones and twos, the catalyst of this creation, Tom M. Norman playing Ernan. How you doing, bud?
Technically, JC, it is Two Nerds, One Quest, not Two Nerds and One Quest. I'm gonna have to ask you to get that right, please.
It's early. It is early.
I think I'm gonna start being a diva.
Sure, why not? It suits you.
I would like you all to address. Oh, really?
I see what you did there.
You have the single name, Norm. Norm, you already qualified just on Norm.
Good.
Like Madonna or Cher or Britney.
I mean,
Sorry.
technically, if you go by Brittany, everybody has one name.
True. The other voice you heard already is Ryan Crixus Kukta.
Good morning, Twitch Nation. Get in it.
And the last, but not least, the lore master, the lazy dragon. How many more L's can I put on this one? I do not know. Visual joke for the audio. Wait, visual joke for the audio people. That does not make sense. Jeff Williams is here playing Doc.
Yes, I am the visual joke for the audio people. That's true.
There goes the title typing.
We get it.
Visual
We
joke
get
for
it.
the audio people. It reminds me of Video Killed the Radio Star. And the visual joke to the audio people. Oh, we are in the middle of, or actually kind of in the beginning of, Rime of the Frost Maiden. I will look to Jeff, as I usually do, to catch us up, give us a recap of what happened last week.
Yeah, last week was a bit of a cluster as Ernan was inebriated for half the episode, and a lot of stuff happened in the bar. Let's see, go back to the beginning. Ellie and Crixus were coming back from getting a magical lantern from a cleric of Lathander, and on the way back there was another body in the road. So they saw that on their way back. Back to the bar. Ellie tricked Aranon out of his lock, and I think we kind of all blamed it on the bartender for a while. And sleep found everyone. No significant hangovers in the morning, thankfully. We asked the dwarf Hruna to check on Torgs and see what was going on there, and we found out that Sefik had already left. We think he's the murderer, and we're supposed to be taking care of him. So we decided to try to get ahead of him. So instead of going to Targos, we went to Tourmaline. I might have gotten those towns wrong.
Nope,
And
you're on it.
soon as we got to Tourmaline, Ellie lit up the lantern and it turned green, which theoretically means there's a Chowinga in the wings.
Or an
I
elemental.
think that's where we, or an elemental. Yeah, I guess it could be anything.
Yep. It's actually a lantern of finding tuned to elementals, so it could be any elemental technically.
Well, that could be interesting.
Yeah. So, as you walk into town, the land, Ellie's excited. The lanterns turn green. The flame. She's like, "The flame is green. It's green. It's green. It actually did something." And she starts just
So-
looking around, and she's like, and she's
Ellie,
now what?
hey.
Yeah.
Ellie,
Yes. What?
we got shit to do, man.
Okay.
What do we
first
do
of
when
all,
it turns green?
woman? And yes, but elementals. I just
Y-
well,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, but we gotta kill a guy.
She does. Don't say that too loud. She
Nope.
douses the fire. And at that moment, you hear a woman's voice carrying on the wind. And you notice something about Tourmaline is that it's pretty breezy. The wind seems to come down off of a hill in the north and just peel through town regularly, gusts of wind. And on the wind, you hear this woman's voice just yelling at the wind, cursing it. Just Damn you! You're knocking my shit over and stealing my stuff.
You damn dirty apes.
But she's yelling at the wind, literally yelling at the wind. You cursed wind. If you look down the main road, you can see her down the road, probably about 50 feet outside her house. She's not in any cold weather gear. She's an old lady, and she's just screaming at the wind right now.
So she's just out there. No, you said no cold weather gear?
No cold weather gear. It's like she walked out of her house to yell at the wind for a little bit. And as you watch her for a few minutes, you see her start shivering, and she did one more yell and kind of makes a rude gesture at the wind and starts walking back towards her house.
I'm just gonna shrug and say, we should probably find a place to hole up for the night, and we need to make a plan. Well, what time of the day is it? It's nighttime or what?
Evening. It took
Evening?
you 8 hours. Actually, no, actually, it's
I think you said less because
I think it was 6 hours to.
mid-afternoon. Well, you have dog sleds. The travel time
That's right.
I did not realize is by foot. I gotta remember that the travel times listed are by foot, and by dog sled you would cut that significantly. So it's probably mid-afternoon right now, early to
Okay.
mid-afternoon, 2 a.m. or p.m.
So I'm gonna recommend finding a place to hold the dogs up and stay for the night, and then recon. We need to recon and find a good place to.
All right, Doc will ask Ellie, what are we supposed to do if the lantern turns green?
It just means that there are elementals present within like 300 meters, I think, or something. She said they'd be nearby if it turned green. So then you just gotta find them. But they're little. Like she said, they're like this big.
Can I check the ground for tracks?
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check.
And what kind of tracks do elementals make?
Depends on the
17.
elemental. Depends on the elemental. You do not see any tracks in the immediate area. It's up here too. Actually, not that.
Well, we've never been to Tourmaline, and we don't know where the inns are. Do you want to go talk to that old lady, or you want to just wander around for a while?
Honestly,
She
I'm okay.
seems friendly.
I'm okay wandering around a bit. We have time.
It's cold out here, Ellie says. We may want to ask someone. You know, Doc, you want to go ask her?
Sure. That's on our way to wandering anyway. So
Yeah,
probably
it's
quick.
right in the house. Like you're coming in on that main road, and it's right there.
Sure, I'll
Map back up.
knock on the door and
Right as you knock on the door, just as you knock on the door, there's a slamming of shutters and like latching and bolting of shutters. And you hear, huh?
hello.
1 minute. She comes walking over and she opens the door and there's a chain latch on and she kind of peers one eye out. What can I do for you?
Hi, we're new in town, just looking for an inn. Figured we'd save some time. If you could give us some direction.
Oh yeah, well if you want an inn, you want to go to the east side, and it's appropriately on the east side of town. So if you head that way on the main road out the east side of town, you'll find the east side inn. Beware though, there are evil wind spirits. They come into my house, they knock over my dishes, they stole some of them.
What do they look like?
It looks like the wind. It blows open my shutters. And they take my stuff.
Does Ellie still have the lantern lit?
No, she dusted it.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, ma'am.
You're very welcome.
Yes, thank you. We'll be sure to keep our eyes open for the wind.
Wind spirits. It's different than the wind.
My apologies.
It's okay. You're young. You don't understand. Good day. She closes the door.
You couldn't understand.
I guess I just need to be an old hag like that in order to understand what a wind spirit is.
She was a
Clearly.
nice lady, Aaron. Ellie says she kind of backhands him. Come on.
All right.
All right, let's mosey on up. So if we're looking at the map, John, east, the main road out of town would have been that very north one.
To Lonelywood, yeah. Well, which map are you looking at? Are you looking at the Tourmaline map?
Yep.
You came in on this road from the south.
Yep.
To Targos. You came in on that road. So if you go up, you see where it says the east side and has an arrow?
I'm looking at the map on the show, so I
Oh,
can't read it very well.
the word's on the
East
east
side?
side.
I
The word's
think
on
it's
the eastern
east
side of the map.
No, I'm actually looking on OBS at the map, and it's just all
Oh,
blur.
Jeez, you did it. So on the easternmost road of town. I suppose
These
that's
guys
on
are
Okay.
very creative with their naming. The north look, the east side.
the- Yep.
Crixus is going to nudge Ellie and just say, Ellie, it's getting a bit dark. We could maybe use a lantern lit to help us find our way.
Do you wink at her or anything?
Yeah, I mean, I have a wry smile.
I'm just gonna shake
A
my head.
wry smile.
She looks at you and goes, "Can't you see in the dark?" Like she didn't get it at all. She rolled a 4 to pick up on what you were saying.
Sure.
I can see in the dark.
There.
Can Crixus?
Ellie, I can see well, but I wouldn't be able to see any elementals in our path.
Oh, forget it, Crixus. She's not picking it up.
And she gets on
Besides-
the lantern. She lights it,
Ah,
and it's still green as you walk.
I'm just gonna start walking towards that direction.
When she lights it, Doc, as you walk away from this old woman's house, make another perception check.
10.
Oh, hang on a second. 10. You don't pick up on anything. I'm trying to find this. Gotta have multiple tabs open here. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff going.
I'm gonna ask everybody. So, what do you exactly think wind spirit looks like? Invisible? Do you think it has wings?
Well, I'm not sure what we're dealing with. If it's a breeze, do you think it steals dishware?
No. I don't think they exist.
So it is
Oh,
more
wait a-
likely the rantings of a crazed old lady, or there are wind spirits that should be
Oh, never mind.
able to be seen.
At that moment, there's a large wind gust that comes down off the mountainside into you guys, just kind of from that northern road to the Lonelywood and off the lake there. And it is unlike any wind you felt here before. The places where you don't actually have leather or metal on, it cuts right through the fabric and you can feel it bite your face. On a day like today in the weather we've had this week, a lot like that with a real stiff breeze.
Sounds like a nightmare.
It is absolutely a nightmare. It's like breathtakingly awful. You know, you turn into the wind and just yeah, it's like that. Cold, biting, miserable.
Mm.
Brace yourself against it for a moment or two, and then it slowly fades into a gentler breeze. Continuing down the road, heading to the east side. Let me pull this up again. All right. When you get to the east side, it looks like you see a sign that says east side, but it looks like a house. just a single house there.
I'm gonna go up and knock on the door.
Knock on the door, and you hear like some talking and stuff beyond the door. Kind of like a common room of an inn, like a tavern, a small tavern or something. There is no answer.
I'm gonna open up the door and
Come
kinda
on,
peek in.
Aaron, it's cold out here.
You open up the door and you just kind of peek in, and yeah, it's a small, like a living room size common room. Almost like this was a house at one point that got converted into an inn or something.
All right, I'm just gonna walk in then.
Yeah, you walk in. There's a couple of patrons sitting at a small bar on the west wall, and the young human, like very young human girl behind the bar. Like she can't be more than 17, 18 years old at most. But she's going about her business, getting drinks for the couple of customers that are there. And just kind of going about cleaning up. She walks out to one of the like 3 or 4 tables that are there and grabs the plates off it and stuff. And as you're kind of getting in, opening up your cold weather gear and stuff, there's a fireplace with a big fire going in, and it's keeping this room very warm. And it doesn't take long after you close the door for it to re-establish its heat. And as she is going about her business, Crixus, you pick up on this first because you're probably the most musically inclined of the group. She's just singing to herself gently. She sings, "Ahead of the winter wind she came, the lovely woman with no name, draped in a fur-lined cloak of red. To the icy lake she fled. The wind pursued her all the same. As sure as night she's dead." And she keeps humming this and singing this as she's walking around the inn doing her business.
All right, so Crixus is going to go up to the bar and say, "You have a lovely voice, young lass."
To the ice she... Oh, thank you. What is your
We
name?
are... Oh, my name is Crixus, thank you.
Oh, Crixus, I'm Marta. I'm the innkeeper here at the east side. So if you need anything, you let me know. I will take care of you. And you notice around her neck there's a chain with a ring hanging on it, and the ring has a couple of little it looks like rodents of some kind. Just almost looks like a yin yang symbol. And you'd swear, you don't know if the ring's dirty or, I mean, like if it were this dirty, it would be a little disgusting. But the interior of the ring, it looks like it's fur-lined on the inside of the ring.
I'm gonna nudge Crixus and say, I wonder what she uses that for.
It's a symbol I've never seen before.
What's her name again? I didn't have my headphones
Marta.
in. What's that?
Marta.
Marta. Okay.
Marta, like the Brazilian soccer player. Marta.
Marta, do you have rooms available for us?
Rooms available? Yeah. Yes, we have a couple of rooms available currently. They are 5 silver a night. Meals are an additional silver per person per night, and that's.
What about
The next-
lodging for the dogs?
For the dogs, there is a kennel on just like 2 doors down that does the lodging for our dogs. Samson is absolute sweetheart. He'll seem a little slow, but he's very intelligent. Okay, but he will take good care of the dogs.
Excellent. How much is that?
For the dogs, how many dogs do you have?
6?
6. You probably get by giving them 5 silver. That would be best. Don't insult him. I wouldn't go much lower than 5 silver. He will probably leave it up to you. Okay, but don't insult him because he gets very angry very quickly.
Fair enough.
Okay. Dinner will be ready in like the next hour or so. I was just cleaning up the last of the lunch stuff.
Do you have room for 4? 4 individual rooms?
No, we have 2 rooms currently. But they do each have 2 beds. So,
Good.
could be 4. Ellie kind of shoots Aaron on a look when he says good.
I'll look at everybody and say we can play bar dice for rooms later.
Bar dice for room. Why would we play bar dice for rooms? There's
To see
2
who's
beds
going to
in
lodge with who.
Oh, okay.
But you don't like games?
I just assumed I wouldn't be with you. She kind of puts a sour face on.
You wouldn't be wrong. All right, let's go take care of the dogs.
Okay. So you take the dogs over to the lodge. There's a Goliath. When he comes out, he looks massive because it is this massive Goliath in the full cold weather gear that adds just like massive bulk to him. So he just looks like this golem thing walking out. You can get these little beady eyes in between these slits of cloth. He's kind of like a, hello? Do you need help?
Yeah, we got 6 dogs we need to board.
Those look like some good dogs. You want a kennel for the 6 dogs, huh?
Yep.
Okay, for the night. 6 dogs. What do you think that's worth, 6 dogs for the night, huh?
5 silver?
5 silver? 6 dogs, yeah, 5 silver. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. You get discount for mini dogs. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Perfect.
Awesome. Let me take dogs. Dogs, come dogs. And he starts going over and he's trying to unhook them, and he's got these massive hands covered in these massive gloves. He's struggling to undo the
I'm gonna go over and help.
slides from. As you go over and help, here, let me do this for him. Oh, you go over and help, and you go to Prince right away because you know Prince is
An ass.
he's an ass basically. Prince seems to love this guy for some reason.
That tracks.
And he's like, he's a good dog. Yeah. Thank you for help. I got big gloves on and I got big fingers. These are small latches.
No problem.
So you do it all, and he kind of grabs all the dog leashes and comes back and says, "Come, dogs, go find bed. It'll be warm." And you see him actually open like the like stable door for it. And when he opens the door, there's a burst of warmth that comes out. You get the feeling that your dogs are going to be nice and toasty warm tonight. Where some of these other places has been, they'd have to huddle together to stay warm. This one seems like this guy is like, he's like, oh, like, keep dogs warm, they'll be better. Loves them, treats them like humans almost. There's a couple other barks from inside when you hear him open the door and stuff, but nothing threatening, just friendly stuff. And he brings the dogs in, comes back out, and he's like, "All right, that'll be 5 silver.
All right.
Are you just staying one night?"
One night for now, possibly 2.
Possibly 2. Okay. You pay when you come back?
Sure.
Okay. I keep dogs till you pay.
Sure.
You go, okay. See you later. And he grabs both the sleds and throws them over each shoulder. 2 of the sleds. He just kind of walks around the side of the building and sets them down. He goes back and you see him going back as you're walking away. He's picking up the 3rd one, throwing it over his shoulder.
Nice.
Okay, found my
Good
backup
to be a
character.
Goliath.
If for some reason Doc dies, we're going to have Samson.
Yep.
He's
All
gonna
right.
need a sled for each foot.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of snowshoes, he has dog sleds on each foot.
All right, so they'll be coming from
The road you came in on.
yeah. So I'm guessing we want to find a place to seclude him, right? Like we need a place where we can meet with everybody, but then kind of get him off to the side. Or do we want to find out like where they stay? I'm really focused in on trying to get this figured out.
Trying
So
to
I'm,
get
Well,
like,
there's the-
like all the other side stuff, I'm just trying really hard to. It's like bypassing me because I'm focused in on this.
Doc's gonna throw in there. You know that that old lady's house was pretty near to the edge of town. Might be a good lookout place. And he'll wink at Ellie also.
Ellie has been,
We're-
as she's listening to Ernan, I assume you guys all went back to the inn and you're sitting around a table now. That's what I'm assuming, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Sitting down to discuss what's going on. Ernan's gone right away to the setting up to eliminate this target. Ellie's got the lantern out on the table. She didn't light it, but she's just looking at it and just exploring it. And then Doc made mention of that other place. She said, well, yes, it's a great lookout place. I don't know if she'll go for it, though.
I don't want to deal with her.
She was a nice enough old lady, or not?
The alternative is to sit in the cold, awaiting a band of travelers we do not know are coming tonight.
Technically, side note, we actually had like 7 dogs because we had what's her name with us, right? Or did they come up separately on their own?
They didn't come with.
They didn't come with.
Did they
I don't
not?
think.
No.
Oh, I thought they were coming to do the introductions and stuff.
Were they?
I don't recall that.
I don't recall
I
that.
think
either.
she went to Torg's to find out where they
Yeah.
were at, but I think that was the end of.
She went to Torx to find out where they are at and then realized they had moved on.
Yeah.
So they,
Okay.
Bruno's not coming.
yeah, because I believe what she actually said was that they're headed the opposite direction. in
Oh,
circle
that's
of
right.
paths,
That's right.
So that she wouldn't be able to come along.
Did we ever get the information if there's like a Torg's outlet in every town, or if Torg's is just kind of a distributor?
Torgs is a traveling. They set up shop. They do keep small places that they stock, like that will show up to the trade centers when there are trading days. But for the most part, they keep the bulk of their stuff in a wagon, not a wagon, but a sled caravan that goes around the 10 towns and travels town
Okay.
making trade.
So there's not like a Torg's outlet that we can go visit right now.
No, not in 10 towns. Much further
No
away.
outlet mall.
I was gonna say Torgs is like the Walmart of.
If I can find it, I believe there's actually a different city that has their like headquarters in it, if I'm not mistaken. You wouldn't know that yet, but I might be able to find that to just give you some player knowledge at some point.
What
So
if? What if?
yeah, what's the play
Right-
here now?
Right before they get into town,
Bless you.
if somebody were to dig a little hidey hole, maybe 20 yards off of the path, and stayed low and hidden, they would see them coming. And then they can let everybody else know by maybe... Is everybody able to use your little trumpet of announcements there, Doc? Or is that specific to you?
It does not require attunement, so anybody can use it. I mean, you probably won't be as musically talented as when I'm using it, but anyone can use it.
So if whoever's sitting in that little hidey hole blows on it for everybody in the group to hear, that would be a way to keep everybody warm. Well, almost everybody warm.
I think that works, but I believe there's a limit to it, like 500, 600 feet. So
Well, if we could find like a tavern or something close to that road.
like an old lady's house.
Oh, you shut your... Well, I volunteer as tribute then to sit in the cold in the snow.
As Marta comes walking by at one point, she's still singing the song. Ellie kind of grabs her. Marta. Marta comes walking over. And yes, dear. Can I help you? Is there anywhere else that may, like any other? I mean, this is clearly an inn, and this is the common room, but it's not a bar per se. Is there a bar anywhere, or a, anything near the south side of town that might be a, place where we might be able to hang out for a while?
Ellie
And
tends to get a little rowdy when she drinks, and we don't want to ruin your haul.
Marta looks at her a little offended at first, then hears Aaron on and is like, oh. She didn't seem the type. I would have more suspected one like you. And she points at... No, she points at Doc.
Oh.
No, she points at Doc. You guys,
Right on
I
all
apologize.
accounts.
that is terribly racist of me. I am sorry. I just have had a lot of drunk dwarves come through my inn. I apologize. I'm sorry. She looks mortified.
I'm just gonna start laughing
Doc's
because
just
I think
laughing
it's
it off.
hilarious.
Not to the south side of town, but on the northeast side of town, the Blue Clam is probably the biggest bar there is. Right now, there are a lot of the miners are there. So
I'm gonna ask if there are any hangout places on the south end.
On
Any
the
places
south
where
end?
people gather that's warm.
not that would be like large gathering. It would be like this at best. There's a small bar on the south side of town that they don't do a lot of business. They have a couple of regulars that live on the south side of town that stumble home at the end of the night.
Oh, I like looking at local establishments. What's the name of it?
It's the Cutting Wind.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Also,
Quiet County Bar, huh?
Just so you're aware.
the Cutting Wind is something Ellie does after a night at the bar.
I was just gonna say that name is fitting in more ways than one. You may want to keep your cold weather mask on.
Good
Just saying.
God.
And try not to don't be frightened by the owner. He's actually very nice despite his outward appearance.
Fair
Well.
warning accepted.
Sounds like the kind of place that would have a 239 bean chili.
Okay, so I'm going to again volunteer as tribute to sit in the snow.
Is there anything else I can get you? She says.
Another drink.
Something warm to eat.
Yes, absolutely. And it should be just about ready. I'll be back in a minute. Anything for you, sir? She looks at Doc.
Just an ale.
Ale? Food? Everyone wants food? Yes? Yes? Yes?
Yes.
Yes. I'll be right back, she says. And she goes off. She brings back, you guys have your night, eat. Do you want to scope out the Cutting Wind that night, or do you want to go to the next day? Or
Doug will ask if everybody, depending on how discreet we want to be, if we should ask Marta about where Torg's representatives stay when they're in town, like if they have
That's
their
a great
own
idea.
house or if they stay at here or somewhere, or if we don't want to draw attention to ourselves.
It's a great idea. I think we should say we're eager to meet some representatives from Torg, and we're hoping that you would know where they camp for the evening.
so she had come back to the table. She had delivered the food, everything. She come back to the table, ask if there's anything else, and you present her with this question. She says, typically they would be closer to the north end of town. When we have a market day, it's near the Blue Clam. There's a lot of like all our between the mining operations out the northeast side of town and then the Blue Clam on the northwest side of town, most of our working class folk or business stuff is done on the northern end of town. The market's up there. So I believe, I don't know where they stay specifically, but I know it's up there somewhere near those areas.
Well, they're still coming in from the south, so I'll kind of wave the barkeep away because I don't want her to just simply overhear, but we'll say, so Torg's men will be entering from the south side and will be headed up the main road to the north side. But we do not know if they'll arrive this eve or if they'll come in tomorrow.
I kind of want to scout the area. I don't want to just sit in here and leave it to fate.
Do we want to set up? I mean, it's not that long a walk. It's about a 5-minute walk to the south side of town from here. 10 minutes at most, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Do we just want to set it up as watches and
Yes.
set someone up out there through the night? And
Sounds like a plan.
Yep.
I mean, do you really think they'd come at night though? I mean, they left.
It's all night. It does. I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I suppose it's. I'm just saying, would they travel during sleeping hours?
Depends upon
This
how
whole
tired they
place-
are and how quickly they want to, how much time they have after their last meeting. I mean,
I'm
why
just
not?
thinking they're a trading company. Wouldn't they function during like normal business hours?
But they also
I'm-
travel and have to set up in the morning, right? So why would they not go in at night and set up in the morning?
Yeah, like truck drivers.
All right.
Or
Yeah, I
hookers?
guess.
Wow, truck
Yes.
drivers and hookers.
More relevant to hookers. Yeah, makes total sense.
So, when they do come into town, what's the plan? What's the play? Is this an ambush type situation? Is this
No.
No,
follow them? Are we just trying to see when they show up?
we need
We-
to isolate.
Yeah, we need to isolate them. So I'm wondering if you three can somehow distract his caravan, or maybe we wait to see where they actually lay their head.
So, are you thinking you can take this guy out?
Well, if he's sleeping, yeah. I mean, I can sneak up and stick a dagger in anybody's neck. It's a matter of not being seen and how often he's away from his group.
Or best case scenario, we find him drinking at the bar, and we can feed him some dragon's blood alcohol.
Yeah, I mean, we have those potions that we can make him pass out or shit his pants. Actually, we can
Seems
do
most
both.
seems most likely you'd be drinking at the Blue Clam if that's in the. That's a nice visual there, Aaron. If he'd be most likely drinking at the Blue Clam, so maybe that's something we should scope out if we have time too.
If you're drinking from the Blue Clam, you should probably go to the doctor after.
The clinic. All right. Well, let's head to the Blue Clam and scout it out, and then we can overnight we could run watches to see if we can catch them coming into town, and if they do, we can make a plan from there.
Okay. So you're gonna head to the Blue Clam tonight? Are you going to go to the Cutting Wind tonight? Scout out both. One.
We
Do you want to?
we could split up.
Sure, I'll take Doc. And we'll head to the Cutting Wind.
Perfect. Perfect.
Seems about right.
All right, then we're going to the Blue Clam. Aaron, Ellie says.
You know what? I'm just gonna leave that alone.
All right, so you get up, you head out. Let's start with Ellie and Aaron. Headed to the Blue Clam. When you walk in, it's on the northeast side of town, like right on the water. It is something as you're walking through Tourmaline, something I didn't mention before. This is a beautiful small town. Everything about this is actually really well kept. It is a very quaint, almost Thomas Kincaid style small town. It's the best looking out of all of the 10 towns. It is the most attractive little town out of them all. And you're noticing that as you walk through the streets. You do pass the town hall, Aaron and Ellie, through the middle of town, and make note of where that is. And getting to the Blue Clam, you can hear it before you can see it. The lights shining through, and the glass is all frosted. It's actually incredibly thick. Something you don't know yet is that the glass is all like 4 or 5 inches thick, so it's hard to see through on the best days, but most of the time it's frosted anyways. And that's primarily because it's so cold that the glass would shatter relatively easily when hit with anything, a bottle, a hand,
A head.
someone accidentally bump it, and so it's been built in structurally very well. You walk inside, there is a half orc behind the bar, dealing out the people you see there. This is much more populated than the east side common room. There's several, probably 20 to 30 people here, mainly hunters and trappers. There are a bunch of guys, various dwarves and elves and half orcs and stuff that are very clearly miners. They have mining picks with them leaned up against their tables, helmets and stuff that they've had on their head with lanterns and whatnot. And everyone, there is a massive hearth fire going with a big ass boar on a spigot just spinning, and the whole place is incredibly rowdy and jolly and drinking, and there's singing going on, there's games being played. This may be the jolliest group of people you've seen since being in 10 towns. Everyone seems to be having a very, very good time. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna say, man, we should have had Doc come to this one.
Made the wrong choice, Doc.
He may have he may have enjoyed this one for sure. That boar smells amazing.
I could go for boar.
I thought I was full, but I realized I'm not done tasting yet. Ellie says.
Yeah. I'm gonna look for a table.
It's very difficult to find a table. At the corner of the bar, there are 2 seats that kind of straddle the bar opening. Whenever we go back and forth in between the bar, there's a seat against the wall, the bar opening, and then another seat. Those are the only 2 seats that you can
Alright.
find. There's
I'm
some
a-
tables that have 1 seat open, but there are several people at
Yeah.
those tables.
I'm gonna go over to that, and I'm gonna take the seat that has the wall behind me, so I can lean, put my back to the wall.
Ellie gets up on the bar seat, and the half orc comes down. He says, new customers, what can I get you? We of course have the boar that the hunters brought in from the Lonely Wood earlier today. We do have our world famous blue clam chowder. If you'd like some of that, just take a minute. I can get you something to drink if you like, an ale or 2. Yes.
The boar smells delicious. I'll have that and the ale.
The boar and the ale. Ellie goes, can I get I want some of the boar. That smells amazing, but can I get like a cup of the chowder? I'm very, very curious about that. And do you have any fire water? Like a fire water and a water? And oh yeah. For sure. I will be right back. My name is Vernon if you need anything. All right. And he kind of turns around and he kind of hikes his pants up with one hand as he goes walking down. Comes back a moment later with the food, and as you're sitting there waiting for the food, and once the food does arrive, you do notice, you overhear several things about the miners. Some people complaining about the amount of miners in here and that they should be back at work. You do overhear some of the miners talking about the mine and not wanting to be there because of the monster invasion. The creatures that have invaded the mine have really slowed down mining production, and some of them talking about injuries they sustained in trying to escape the mine, things like that.
I'm gonna ask the barkeep. I'm gonna ask Vernon when he comes back next time around about the invasion or the monster invasion at the mine.
I don't know a lot about the monsters in the mine. I know the miners are talking about it, and I seem to have many more miners in my bar this evening and these last couple days. Rumors are that something has invaded or taken over the mines, and it has not become a safe work environment. Seems they need someone to take care of it.
The union
Not my
sent them
place.
home, huh?
Not my place to question.
Who'd we talk to about that?
I enjoy the extra business. I would assume someone at the town hall may know something about it, or may require, may be looking for someone to help with that. I don't know why the mayor hasn't helped with it. I do know the mayor is not looked on fondly by everybody. Some people, yes, very much so, but not by everybody. So approach that with caution.
Thank you for the info.
Well, you're very welcome. I enjoy the boar. Doc and Crixus. You head to the south side of town. You head past the old lady's house again, and there is a small bar, small bar right on the edge of town. You actually did walk past it on your way in. There's not a lot there. There's just a sign that's kind of hanging from the post that has like the marks of wind, like wind blowing and swirling, and then there's like a dagger through it.
Cool logo.
Yeah. You do open the door, and instantly you can tell it's not a repulsive smell. But have you ever walked into a room where there's been like 6 13-year-old boys? And just that smell of boys?
Popcorn farts.
Exactly. Popcorn farts and sweat. Yeah. Go ahead and throw that up for a title. Popcorn farts and sweat. Yep, that's that is what you are kind of affronted with. As you walk in, there are a couple of older gentlemen sitting along the bar, cold weather gear on don. Behind the bar, first of all, the bar is like, the space behind the bar is wider than usual, and there is a massive troll back there. And he's just kind of lumbering around. He's hunched over. And he turns and he looks and, customers, come sit down. Have a drink. Have some jelly.
Kind of glad we ate before we came here, huh?
Indeed. So, Crixus will go.
Okay.
Have a seat.
All right. Doc, do you join him?
I will. On the way, Doc will kind of, in trying to make sure Aranon is pleased with our reconnaissance, check and see if there's any good windows or places to spy from or anything near, like, that would make this a good hangout that would make it worth the smell.
You do not find a lot of windows that are, there are windows that you would be able to look out, but the view from them, most windows, especially in Tourmaline, is difficult to see through. That it seems most people have taken with this thick paned glass, solid design.
Dirty, frosted, snow-covered, small.
Yep. This one seems to have, like, as you're looking at the windows, it kind of has almost like a film on it. Maybe this place isn't the cleanest inside.
Butt juice on the windows. That's gross.
I'll go sit next to Crixus.
What can I get you boys? Ale, chili.
Can we smell the chili? Or is
Kind
it
of.
just...
Kind of. You're
There's a
still
smell
not-
mixed in there somewhere.
Yeah, you're still not completely nose blind to the place. It's not as bad as it was when you first walked in, and you have a feeling you may eventually get used to it, which scares you.
Just a strong alcohol for me. What do you have? Some fire water?
Oh, we do have, yes, we have firewater, we have dragon's blood, we have witch's wine. That's
I'll try some witch's wine.
witch's wine. All right. For you, sir.
Just an ale is good.
Just an ale. All right. And he turns his back to you guys to go about getting drinks and cuts one off. Goes about his business. It's a little awful. It's a little awful. He comes back and one witch's wine for you and one ale for you. And the ale's in like a short, squat mason style jar. The witch's wine is in this elaborate wine glass. It almost looks like a very weird martini glass that it is. Like, think of one of those huge ass margaritas that you get and it's about half full. It's a dark, dark navy blue liquid.
Am I a grown man who just ordered a frosted rim appletini in a sports bar?
Possibly a frosted rim appletini that will. But the thing is no one in this bar is going to make fun of you because that drink is going to put you on your ass if you're not careful.
So noted.
You don't know this yet, though.
When he drops off,
He said something strong.
I'll ask him about the chili and just say, so how's the chili?
It's good. It's more beans than meat today. Than I haven't gotten a delivery of meat, but I keep it going, and I just keep adding to it. It's been on the, and you look over at the pot, and this pot is like kind of crusty around the top, a little bit with like tomato sauce and whatnot.
It's not
You
the only
get
thing crusty in that bar.
the
Holy
thing that
God.
the thing that he's actually describing to you, what he does, he just leaves this pot over the fire and adds more ingredients to it and just keeps it going. It's a pot that has been brewing. I think he said the last time he cleaned it, it was about 6 months ago. So he's had the same pot of chili going with different ingredients. Make a what would this be? A survival check. Make a survival check, because he's just describing this to you. One of you can do it at advantage, or you both can do it. It's up to you.
I don't really want the advantage. Why don't you go ahead and make your roll too? I rolled a 5.
You rolled a 5?
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
So, right, go ahead and roll yours. I'm not even going to
That's
try.
a lot
for
of pressure. 12.
12? Doc, you don't think anything of this. This sounds fantastic. Crixus, you
It's got a
think
lot of flavor in there.
you think there may be maybe some mind altering properties to this.
Yeah.
having been cooking for 6 months and never being cleaned, there may be maybe some mind altering chili.
Doc, I would be careful with that.
Yes, glad we ate before we came. So. Well, I think I'm going to recommend against this place for a hidey hole.
It's not going to be my favorite plan. So let's talk to the troll and ask if the boys from Torg ever stop in for an ale.
Boys from Torg's caravan.
I can't imagine anybody who's been in that town would ever go there a second time.
I don't.
I hear you, but
I don't. There's Torgs. They have them. Well, there's one like me that will stop here once in a while. He likes the chili.
Indeed. Okay. Very interesting.
The rest of them kind of stay away. The first time was enough.
You just have such a nice place here. I'm surprised.
It's odd for someone like you to say that. Thank you.
Hmm.
Most people like you visit once, I don't see again.
Well then.
I mean, you got my boys down here, Fred and George, and there's just these two old men that are clearly lost their sense of smell, just tucking into a bowl of chili. And the one turns and looks and he goes, "This is the best damn chili in town." He's just mowing.
All right. Crixus is fighting back tears, I think, of the strong witch's wine plus the smell plus just his thoughts are rampant about what's going to happen in the digestive tracts of these two men at the other end of the bar later. And
How much wine have you drank so far?
I mean, I've probably hastily drank 3/4 of it.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Sure, that's fair.
This is not going to end well.
19.
19. Yeah, it tastes good. It's fruity as hell. It's delicious. Like it is a wonderful mix of flavors in your mouth.
I'll give you this. Can I ask the bartender's name? Did we get there?
My name is Burke.
Burke.
Burke. There's a G in there that I don't say. But yeah.
Silent G. You got it. This is a wonderful wine, Burke.
Oh, it is fantastic. And sometimes the things you can see while drinking that wine are amazing. But you gotta, especially someone like me, I gotta drink like a barrel of it to do it. But, I mean, I'm like 4 times your size. So, excuse me.
Yeah.
Do you need anything else, or am I okay to go get some chili?
Oh, go ahead.
All right.
We're good.
He kind of waddles over and he's scooping out a big ladle of the chili. And the chili looks delicious, but you gotta wonder.
That's not worth it, man. That's
Should
just
we
not
bring
worth it.
should we bring some chili back for Aranon?
Does
Yeah.
Burke sell to-go containers?
Sure, yeah.
Just ladle it into
Alright,
your
let's-
pockets, you'll be fine.
Let's-
What's the worst that could happen?
Can't get any worse, right?
A bag
Let's
of holding
do
could hold like 400 pounds of that chili.
Ooh.
Could you imagine?
Weaponized
Not sure
chili
I'm not sure what happens inside that bag then at that point, but
with the iron ingots. Who knows?
All right, we'll order a to-go chili, and then I think I'll say to Doc. I think, look, I think we've done what we need to do here. Would you agree?
yeah, I think so.
So he gives you a little clay pot with a cork in it that's got a fur line around it on a strap so that it doesn't burn your hand or anything. He fills that with the chili and hands it to you. He goes, "All right, your total that'll be between the wine and that'll be a let's call it a gold. Does that work?"
All right, I'll take care of it.
Cool.
All
Be
right.
sure to tip them for the experience.
Yeah, I'll leave him a silver for a tip.
Wow. Well, thank you very much. Be safe. Stay warm. And he kind of turns and he bumps the edge of the bar reel hard and shakes the whole camera and everything.
We will hastily exit the building.
You get outside, and although it is very cold outside, it is remarkably refreshing that first intake of breath. You did become nose blind to it, but you realize how fresh the air is outside now as you step out there.
We definitely need Aranon to come here.
Whew. Aradon would not appreciate it, as we have.
God, I wish Ellie was there with you. So I have so many things I wanted her to say, but she's not there. So you guys head back to the east side then? Is that where you're heading back to? To the inn?
Yeah, we probably spent 2 hours in the bar maximum. Hour.
Yeah, probably about that.
Probably
Yeah.
about hour and a half too long.
What do you think,
Yeah.
Doc? Should we meet up with our friends at the Blue Clam or head back to the east side?
I don't know if they had as much luck as we did. They might be back already too. So I don't know.
All right. Well, Crixus will lead them back to the east side then.
Oh boy. Okay, so you guys head back to the east side. Let's move back to Aranon and Ellie. Aranon, as you're kind of scoping out the place and hearing the rumors, Ellie's been hitting the fire water kind of hard.
Oh shit.
It hasn't gone well for her. She's pretty intoxicated.
Truth serum.
A 2, a 4, and a 3 on the die. I'm not even, no
Jackpot.
joke. 2, 4, 3. I just rolled it.
That's what the other characters call a jackpot right there.
So as I'm looking around, do I notice? So, am I noticing if it's a good place to hide out, to hang out, to?
It's a good place to blend in, and like no one's really paying attention to anyone else. Like everyone's kind of talking in their own groups. The service is good. You think you could sit in a corner table, or even a table in the middle of the room, and not have a lot of attention drawn to you if you just kept your head down and ordered your food. Ellie's talking to the gentleman next to her and kind of like leaning on him and hand on his shoulder. And as you're picking up, she's talking to, he's a miner. He's talking about kobolds that have taken over the mine. And he's talking about he's got scars, or not scars, but open, like, tended to wounds on his arms and stuff from fighting them.
What were those? What were they called?
Kobolds. Kobold.
Okay.
Kobolds. They're like small dragon king.
Fun little guys.
Yep, small dragon king guys.
They live for at least 11 days.
I win. If you watch
Easter
nothing
eggs.
else, if you watch nothing else in Critical Role, just search up Chris Perkins Kobold, and just watch that. Oh God, that whole moment was amazing. Anyway.
Shortest cast ever.
Yes, exactly. But she's getting relatively flirty with this guy and talking about how impressed she is with the wounds and his story.
So do I have all the information I need about the bar?
Yeah, everything you would need to know about the bar necessarily. You do, in just listening, you can hear that there are various trade groups that are here. Other names that you hadn't heard mentioned, or symbols you had seen at the market in Brinchander, you have seen around the bar here. So you get the idea that this is kind of the gathering place for any trade business that would go through. I don't even want to know what you typed. You granted like a fool.
So I'm gonna nudge Ellie and say, "All right, let's get the hell out of here. I think we got everything we came for."
Okay. You've been fun to talk to. And she
I'm
kind of
gonna
leans over
motion
and
for the barkeep.
kisses the guy in the cheek.
Bill, please check.
You're motioning for that, and she turns to kiss him on the cheek, which clearly looks like she's going to kiss him on the cheek.
Oh,
He turns at the last moment and kisses her full in the mouth,
Puke.
and she shoves him. Like, that isn't what she wanted. And she shoves him back and then slaps him.
Damn it, Ellie. I'm gonna
Go to initiative here for a moment. Just
Go, Ellie. Stand up for yourself.
so I can't slam a gold and some silver on the bar and push her out the door.
On your turn, you can.
On your turn, yeah. Roll an initiative, Norm.
Please be high. Please be high. Phew. 20.
20. Excellent.
Ooh.
I rolled a physical die. Ellie had a 17. And he... Okay. So what would you like to do, Aaron? She shoves him and slaps him across the face. It is your turn. You already slapped the money down on the bar.
Okay.
Say that because
I'm gonna
you...
pick her up and throw her over my shoulder and run out the door.
Oh shit, I need a strength check from you to pick her up.
Ooh. You're good at those.
No, I'm not. It's rolling.
What is it?
18.
18. So she slaps him. He's just stunned. You pick her up over your shoulder, and that's your action to pick her up, and your movement to go to the door. So you're at the door with her over the shoulder. On her turn, she's...
Blah.
So yep, nat one. That one to hold her liquor down. As you pick her up over your shoulder, you hit right on her stomach and she vomits down your back.
Come on.
Onto the floor. You're at the door with her. And she's kind of hitting you, saying, put me down, I can walk. This guy stands up. Oh, this is going to be great. He gets up off his stool. Looks like he's going to go after you, but steps in the vomit and slips and falls on his ass. As he goes trying to go towards the door. He's inebriated. He rolled a 4 for his dexterity check to avoid the vomit. Does not. Falls right on his ass. It's covered in vomit now. There's fire water and chowder on the floor. It's back to you. I'll say you get out the door and you disappear into the night.
I rolled a 3 on that initiative. I'd like to ask Crixus what he thinks we should do for sleeping arrangements since Aranon and Ellie aren't back. Do you think it would be funny if we just took one of the rooms before they get back?
Well, I'm sure they're having a fantastic evening together, sharing their true feelings for one another. I think it's only fair for us to allow them to continue this magical evening together.
So you guys take the same room.
Yep.
Eventually, Ellie and Aranon, you get back to the inn, and
You motherfuckers.
Ellie is stumbling at some point on the walk back. She's stumbling, and she starts kind of going on about thank you for taking me out of that. That guy was a jerk. I was trying to be nice and just give him I mean, I know you don't like me, but that guy was an asshole. And just in her talking, she is building you up. You can hear herself building you up in her mind as not being a bad guy compared to this guy at the bar.
You're my hero.
Kind of, yeah. A little bit of a Ferris Bueller, you're my hero. But at the same time as I like you, and someday I hope you give me a chance. And she gets into a little bit of a sobby drunk. and then you get back to the inn, and you're up in the hall. The doors opposite each other. And
As we're walking back, I am actually going to say fruit because I'm wearing the cloak of billowing. And I'm going to try and shake the puke off my cloak.
it billows and snaps, and there's a just the last little bit of it. Anything that's like chunky is off of it now, and it's just a little bit damp from it. And she turns and looks back, and she says, "You know that cloak is actually really kind of cool. I'm sorry I ruined it. What do we have with vomit on cloaks in this campaign? Holy shit.
Damn it.
Won't be the last time.
No, probably not at this rate.
No.
All right, so I'm going to furt it back down so it's just hanging again. And when we get back, I'm going to give it to the innkeep to have her wash it.
All right. She kind of picks it up and is like, yeah, I can. Oh. Oof. Rough night.
Blame her. I point to Ellie.
And she looks at Marty. I'm so sorry. I don't normally. This is not.
Is this the same barkeep that?
Yep. Yeah.
That's the same young.
So I wasn't wrong.
This not normally like this. Both hands on the bar. This is an exception.
Uh-huh. Keep telling yourself that, Ellie. We're gonna have to have an intervention after tonight.
You shush, Mr. Lockman.
I'm gonna ask for our room key.
I'm
I'm gonna actually ask for a room key and look around for Crixus and Doc.
You do not see Crixus and Doc.
I'm gonna ask her. I'm gonna say, did the other two guys that we were with, did they come back already?
Yeah, they did. they got one of the rooms. They were back about an hour ago.
I'm gonna hang my head and then look back up and say, "Yeah, I'll just take the key then."
Okay, here you go. And Ellie kind of says, "You can help me up the stairs, right?" But kind of puts her kind of arm around yours and kind of grabs it and puts her head on your shoulder. And is literally just kind of holding herself up on you.
Fine, let's go. I'm gonna bring
Make
her
a
back up to
dexterity
the room.
saving throw as you head up the stairs with this drunk woman who's having a hard time standing.
I have a feeling all of my strength was used in carrying her out of the bar. Oh, nope, maybe not. 15.
15. You get up the stairs. She runs into the hand railing at one point and kind of bumps into. Oh, excuse me, sorry, and apologizes to hand railing as you move up the stairs. You get up the stairs. There are two doors opposite each other. That are the two rooms. The number marked on your key is on the door.
I'm debating on just pounding on random doors to get them up. But instead I'm gonna yell, "Crixus, I hate you," and let us into our room.
Crixus, you hear from the hallway. Aaronon's voice cut through the night just as you're dozing off, and yell, "Crixus, I hate you!" And you hear a door open. And you close the door behind you.
Another fantastic night of magic and mayhem.
I'm gonna plop her onto one of the beds, and then I'm
Well,
gonna
you close the door behind you, and she's leaning on your shoulder. She has your arm. She says, "Thank you, Aaron. You're good." And you feel her weight just give. Do you try and catch her, or do you just kind of let her go?
Well, I would, as a reaction, I would try to catch her. I
Okay.
would probably want to drop her, but I'll catch her.
Out of instinct, you catch her. She's heavy. She is out. She passed out. Do you want to bring her to the bed, or do you just want to lay her gently on the floor and let her go?
I'm just gonna lay her on the floor.
Okay.
I'm gonna let myself out, lock the door, and
Let yourself out. Oh, okay.
and go. I'm gonna go down for a drink because
Okay. You go down for a drink. Marta's down there. She's the only one down there at this point. Can I help you?
yeah, I'd like a nail.
Oh, a nail. Okay, yeah. I can get you a nail, and she gets you a nail. She pours the ale and puts it in front of you. Rough night?
Oh, you could definitely say that.
She always like that? She didn't seem like she'd be the type.
Oh, she can't hold her liquor. Yeah, she tends to let loose.
Oh, wow. She's a cleric of Offender, too. That's wow.
Well, everybody has their vices, right?
I suppose. What about you? What are your vices, sir?
Oh, we don't have enough time for that.
Well, and at this point, she is leaning on the bar. Like, you're the only customer, so she's leaning on the bar, just leaning in and talking to you. And smiling and very friendly and very charismatic towards you. Make an insight check.
Ask her about the song.
Ask her about the what?
Song. What was your insight check?
20.
She seems interested in you.
Awesome.
Lady killer.
I'm gonna flip up my collar. No. I'm actually going to. I am going to ask her about that song. So, tell me about the song you were singing earlier. What was that about? It was very pretty.
Thank you. She blushes a little bit.
That's sad.
It's well, 50 years ago, my grandparents owned this inn, and there was a woman that came in. She came in on her way to Lonelywood. She was alone, frightened, my grandparents tried to console her and gave her lodging for the night, and she paid for the lodging with this ring. And she holds this ring up on her necklace. But shortly after she had paid, the wind, strangest thing, the wind just burst through into the inn and literally picked her up and threw her around the inn like a rag doll. My grandparents were able to save her from being beaten too badly by the wind and stepped in. But by the time they were able to wrestle this wind spirit out of the inn, the woman in red had disappeared, and we hadn't ever seen her again. And all that remains is my grandparents' story in this ring.
So wind spirits are a real thing?
I don't doubt my grandparents' story. I have this ring.
And here I thought the woman at the edge of town was a crazy person.
Maybe she's not as crazy as you thought. Just one moment, please. I need to go back quick. And she goes in back, and she's back there for about 5 minutes or so. You're alone in the bar for about 5 minutes. Is there anything you do in that time?
I'm just gonna look around to see if there's anything worth taking.
You don't see anything. I mean, the flatware doesn't look like it's worth anything. There's nothing. Candles, candlesticks, and the candle holders on the wall. Everything's made out of ornately carved wood. On the tables, it's wooden pepper grinders. It's very rustic, very inexpensive. If there is any value to the stuff, it is just in its age, and you'd have to find the right person to find it. She comes back out after 5 minutes, and she seems a little worried. She's got a crease in her forehead, or it's a little wrinkled. And
What's wrong?
it's my father. He's not doing well. I'm running the inn because, well, he's bedridden. He's not.
What's wrong with him?
Just old, sick, dying.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm just trying to make his last years as comfortable as possible here.
I don't remember. What's the name of the group that's coming in?
Torgs?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna change the subject because I can tell she's upset. So I'm gonna say, so how often do the Torgs come into town?
Torgs? They're. I don't know. It's once every 10 days or so.
Yeah. Are you pretty familiar with them, or?
Only passingly. I mean, I know them because they're one of the major trade groups in the area. Trade caravans. When they're at market, sometimes they have some things that I need. I get ale from them occasionally, depending on where my stores are at when they roll through.
Oh, are you familiar with Suffolk?
No, that name does not sound familiar.
Oh, I was.
He
I
may
was
be. I mean, I primarily deal with Torga, but she is she's kind of the face of them. Is Sefik maybe I don't know, maybe he's a guard or something? I don't know. A grunt. Could be anything for them.
What was her name?
Torga. It's her caravan. Torg's caravan. It's Torga.
I thought I heard a different name. That's why I was like, what?
Oh.
No. Yeah, so you're not familiar with Suffolk then, huh?
No.
Yeah, he's an old friend. I was just trying to see if where he would be staying, if maybe I could meet up with him.
To my knowledge, they have a home like right at the northern part of town. A house they use as kind of a base here in Tourmaline. The road out of town to the east on the north side, and then there's a road out of town to the west up to the right. It's like right in the middle of them, almost right near the market. It's actually a fantastic place for a trade group.
Really? Is it
Yeah.
like a big house?
It's a sizable house. I mean, their caravan is usually about anywhere from 8 to 12 people. So,
Okay. So I would know it if I saw it.
do you know what their sigil looks like?
Do I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
I'm trying
It's
to
like a
remember.
wolf paw or something
Yep.
on
Oh, that's
the
right, yeah.
background of something.
So, if you know what that is, it's on the door. I mean, it's marked. People leave it alone because it's Torgas, and they're backed by people down south. So,
Okay. Thanks. I'll have to check that out. I'll have to see about that. I'm gonna stretch and say, "Oh, I think I'm gonna go for a walk."
a walk, really?
Yeah.
This time of night?
Yeah, I'm not tired yet. I'm gonna. How much for the drink?
It's on the house.
Oh, I thank you. I'm gonna put 6 silver down as a tip and say thanks for the company.
Thank you for the company. And she smiles at you, and as you get up, I mean, it's a warm smile. Yeah. And then you step out the door into the night, and we will pick up there next week. Because believe it or not, Tom Norman, it's 10 a.m., dude.
Yeah, I know. I was keeping an eye on it. That's why I was.
Okay.
I get some creepy Natalie Portman vibes from the barkeep. Like,
Yeah.
mhm.
Yep. Very much so.
I have a plan in mind, so that's why I'm going for a walk.
I
Okay.
like it.
That is good. We'll pick up with the
Babe.
plan in mind.
My plan is to sleep.
Yeah.
And Ellie's plan is to just lay on the
Oh,
floor.
Something happens in the middle of the night with Ellie.
Perfect. She didn't have the chili, did she?
She didn't eat the chili. Did you guys leave the chili in their room? That would have been hilarious.
Oh,
I can see her waking up in the middle of the night, like, "Ooh, I'm hungry."
I'm hungry. Oh, chili.
unless we want a dead traveler, I think we should have probably just kept that in our room.
I could have done a whole. Oh man, if that were the case, I would have done a whole side story and probably posted it to the. And I may do that at some point. Just if we have a night like this where Ellie gets isolated from the rest of the group or something, or
Yeah, you should kind of like
type
the
out what happens. This is what happened with Ellie this night.
the Two Nerds One Quest cinematic universe.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
All right, thanks everybody for joining us. We are Two Nerds One Quest. You can follow us all on Twitter at Two Nerds One Quest, at Tom M Norman, at Wildfire 1265, at Crazy Cooch, and at Lazy Dragon GB.
There you go.
There you go.
Holy brain fart, man.
Still early.
Yeah. Follow us. Follow us there. Twitter. Follow us on Twitch. Twitch.tv/TomMNorm. We also would like you to give us a rating and review wherever you get your podcast from. For the listeners looking for the what was that? The visuals for the audio listeners.
Yeah. The visual joke for the audio listeners.
Yep.
Yeah.
So anybody listening on podcasts, tell other people. Come join us on a Sunday morning, 8:30 a.m. Central Time, U.S. We'd love to have you. We'd love to have more people in chat. You can support us that way. Support us by telling other people and giving us ratings and reviews. We need the ratings and reviews for other people to find us. It's a big help. So do that. Otherwise, you can go to patreon.com/2nerds1quest, and we have some really cool rewards there. We have a new We have
Sorry,
a
I'm
new-
looking at show titles.
Oh, we have a new poll coming up pretty quick here. Mr.
Oh, yeah.
JC will be putting that up. So if you join our Patreon, you can vote for a monster or interaction for us to fight or interact with.
It is this I have it all. I'm probably gonna put it up after the show today, based on a conversation from last week.
Nice. So do that. Tell others. Join our Patreon. Join our Discord. The link's gone through the chat a bunch of times there, and hit us up on Twitter if you can't find the chat or the link to our Discord. We'd love to have you there. It's free. Come talk to us. We have a whole bunch of other channels for games and music and stuff like that. So we hope to see you there. For me, for JC, for Genius, and for Cooch. Peace. We're out.
Huh.
And like popping open the apps screen,
Oh,
and
weird.
my mouse is off. Like it just keeps happening.
All right, people in the chat, you want to do some show titles with us? Go and vote on some show titles. Yeah, and I did leave the John's little fart in before I went to. I usually leave it hang for a couple seconds at the end in case any of you have anything to say or fart.
For a boomtown get 'em or a nice little tie-off thing or
Yeah.
piece or whatever.
All right, so I'm gonna read off the show
Nice.
titles here. We got
Nice and loud there, buddy.
we got
Good ones.
Popcorn. Let's see here. The Blue Clam was my Blue Oyster Cult polka cover band. Popcorn farts and boy sweat. Visual joke for the audio people. The Cutting Wind is Ellie's favorite after bar activity, and butt juice on the windows. So if you're in
Yeah.
chat, click on that link, hop in,
We are
vote on some titles.
obviously a very mature group of people here with these.
Right.
Oh,
Jeff,
man,
this is where I just sent a Facebook chat message to you guys. This your screen paused out and you look stoned as hell.
Yeah.
Took a picture, sent it to
Oh
you.
man, I'll have to watch that back.
That
It's
is
a
hilarious.
great beard, though. I like
Oh,
the
it is.
beard.
It's an amazing beard.
Yeah, what did I figure? We're at like 6 weeks now.
Nice. Yeah, that would be it.
Definitely get the gray going here in the middle, and then we'll go perfect here.
I get it. I get the gray back here when I let it go. My hair's growing now too, so it's always growing, but I'm not cutting it. So
We
I'm seeing the
need some
gray.
more votes. We have a 3-way tie right now.
Oh Jesus!
Anybody who hasn't voted, vote. I don't want to be the tiebreaker.
Sure you do. You can always roll a 4-sided die. Ignore the 4.
They're all good. That's the
Actually, I would roll
problem, they're all
a
good.
3-sided die and vote for one of the 3 that's voted
How do you
on.
roll a 3-sided die? A 6-sided? 1, 2.
There we go.
Hey.
There's a tiebreaker.
Yay!
So
That one
it's,
just me.
it's looking like Popcorn Farts and Boy Sweat is the
Boy Sweat.
title.
It's gonna make people wonder.
Yeah,
The audio only people are gonna be like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, the boy sweat just makes it seem like this is a Reddit thread that just should have been closed back 20 years ago.
Many things we have for show titles should have been Reddit threads that should have been closed a long time ago.
Yes, for sure.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
Good show, good storytelling
Awesome.
today, John.
yeah. That was
Yeah, thanks, John. Your preparation was really came through. So.
I got a lot of the information out there that I wanted. In fact, almost all the information I wanted to get out there, I got out there in one form or another, which is really cool. So
I swear. Well, I'm glad we split the party then.
yeah,
'Cause, we got to do all the locations.
That bar is so gross.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm so glad. I honestly, if Ellie and I would have ended up going to that one, I'm pretty sure I would have walked in and literally walked right back out.
probably that would have been Ellie and Aaron's interaction.
Yeah.
I
we would
really
have done
tried
like
to
now.
put myself I really tried to put myself in that bar as I was experiencing. So probably the Twitch streamer saw me make a number of interesting
Oh, yeah.
faces, but it really felt horrible being in that moment. So I think that was the intent.
Little peek behind the DM's curtain. That bar doesn't exist in the writing. That was all off the top of my head. I needed a bar. You guys asked if there was a bar in the south. I'm like, oh shit, okay, cool. And then I in the town. I'm like, okay, we'll call. And then when I said the cutting wind, I went, oh god, that could be taken. Yep, okay, that's what it is. Yeah, and then it's
Then it will be.
What would it be behind? Who would? Yeah, it's a troll behind the bar. Absolutely. That has no compunction or fear about just
Man.
let them rip.
I'm curious about how long you could actually keep chili going in a continuous pot.
Now I am too. That's without having any.
That's so gross in and of itself.
Some amazing flavor by then, but I'm not sure it passes any health codes.
Oh no, but he's a troll. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I'm like, and you aren't gonna forget this bar. That's like, what would make this memorable?
I tried to lob up that 239 bean chili, but I think that's a Ben joke, not a John joke.
Yes. Well, another bean would be 240. 240.
240.
Oh my god! I didn't make the connection, but now I do.
It's yeah. You gotta tell the joke with an Irish accent.
Yeah.
That's a delight.
So yeah, super cool.
All right, time to raid some Brian Dunaway.
Awesome. Send it in to Brian. Yeah,
Good
having the I got the mining story out there, the mine story. I got the wind story out there. I got the
woman in the red cloak story.
the woman. Yeah, that story. I am so glad you came down and asked about that. I was able to. That was the last little piece of information that I hadn't thrown out there. On top of that, we got the elemental lantern stuff going on. The murder, the murderer trying to kill his murderer guy coming into town thing going on. I mean, like, there are so many moving pieces right now. It's fantastic. I love it.
Good
All
stuff.
right.
Good stuff.
All right, guys, we'll have